The IFBB has 6 women's divisions for bodybuilding compared to the 3 divisions for men. Granted, many of those categories look pretty much the same, but that is still double the options that are available for men, which doesn't really seem to be quite that fair when it comes to equal opportunity. However, there's no need to worry because the IFBB has recently added a new category. So now the men have... It's not a new category for men. It's actually a 7th category for women. Now, I'm personally not too fond of how they have the women's category set up in bodybuilding. However, I do like the criteria for this new one. The first of which is a foundation of muscle which gives shape to the female body. However, the amount of muscle should be less than seen in bikini. Granted, it seems like every time they make a new division, it's because they're trying to do one that's less drugged up, and then they just get too big, so then they have to reset and do it over and over again. It's kind of like pickup trucks. Have you ever noticed how the old F-150 used to be around the size of the current Ford Ranger? And now that the Ranger is so much bigger, they had to make a new smaller entry-level truck with the Maverick. Bit of a side note, but it does look like the same thing that's pretty much happening with these bodybuilding divisions. But some of the other criteria is a core that is in shape but not too lean or conditioned. Also described as overall conditioning that would be seen on a mainstream fitness magazine cover. So essentially a toned muscular woman who looks like a healthy woman. Well, at least until they start getting too big and have to do another reset. But ideally this would allow them to compete at the highest levels without taking drugs and staying healthy while not losing their periods from getting so lean. But what about the men? It's pretty much impossible to compete without being on drugs. Bodybuilding guys are massive, then the classic physique guys are also massive, and the men's physique guys are just as massive now too. All on loads of drugs and definitely not actually healthy if you were to look at their blood work. So even though the guys don't have a chance to be more healthy and compete at the higher levels of the IFBB, at least not yet, there is actually an alternative now. I've teamed up with Greg Doucette to host an all-new online bodybuilding competition called the CamFit Virtual International Physique, or VIP Competition, that will promote and reward a healthier, more realistic size for men where you can compete from home while also winning up to $5,000 plus home gym equipment and supplements, which is quite a lot of money when you compare it even to those highest levels of competition in the IFBB. If you were to make it all the way to the Mr. Olympia stage, you'd be able to make a whopping $6,000 for 5th place in every division aside from the overall Mr. Olympia. So after all those entry fees, hotel and travel expenses, and the drug cost, you get basically the same amount of prize money that we're offering while being able to stay home, be drug-free, and win a lot of cash and prizes. And who knows, maybe it'll even eventually lead to the IFBB adding a new division for men as well, where they can compete in a more healthy manner. So if you want to be part of making a positive change in bodybuilding while promoting more realistically achievable physiques and possibly help with the growing body dysmorphia that seems to be plaguing more and more young men and even the online fitness gurus that influence them, then check out my video on how the CamFit VIP competition setup is going to work, as well as signing up for it on camberfitness.com if that's something you'd be interested in taking part in. All of which is linked in the description. And unfortunately, the fitness industry just seems to get more and more toxic because most people, when they first get into it, they just want to get healthier, they want to be more fit, but then the industry gets a hold of them and they end up liking their bodies less and less than when they first started improving their health in the first place, which leads to them using and doing unhealthy things. But let me know what you think down in the comments about this new IFBB women's division, as well as the CamFit VIP competition that I'm putting on in May. Really excited about it. So hit that like button for me, subscribe if you're new to see more content on bodybuilding, fitness, health, whatever you have questions about, let me know, and I'll see you soon.